Today in this video we are going to discuss here reasons of excess demand. In the previous video we have discussed the meaning of excess demand, the meaning of inflationary gap, and we have discussed all these things with the help of graph. Okay. Now we are going to discuss here reasons of excess demand, that means what are the reasons due to which there in the economy there arises the problem of excess demand. Okay. So, let us discuss one by one. So, the very first reason is here rise in propensity to consume. Okay. So, first of all, what is propensity to consume? Propensity to consume, that simply means the part of income which a consumer is spending on his consumption. Okay. That simply means this is what? This is consumption expenditure. Okay. Now, you can see that if there will be a rise in propensity to consume or fall in propensity to save. If propensity to consume will rise, then propensity to save will fall, because we know that y is equal to c plus s, that means income will be consumed and the remaining part will be saved. Okay. So, if there will be rise in propensity to consume or fall in propensity to save, then it will lead to increase in consumption expenditure. Okay. And we know that when there will be consumption expenditure, means when there will be increment in consumption expenditure, then demand will also increase. Okay. And when this demand it will exceed beyond a limit, then it will lead to excess demand in the economy. Okay. Now, next reason is reduction in taxes. First of all, what is tax? Tax, this is a compulsory payment which individuals or firms have to pay to the government. Okay. Now, when there will be reduction in taxes, that means decrement in taxes, then what will happen? Then there will be increment in disposable income. Okay. So, disposable income, this is what? This is the income which is left after paying all taxes, fees and fines. Okay. Fees and fines. Okay. So, this is what? This is disposable income, and we know that when disposable income, when it will increase, okay, then what will happen? Then there will be increment in purchasing power of the consumers. Okay. When purchasing power will increase, then there will be increase in demand, and when this demand it will increase beyond a limit, then there will be situation of excess demand in the economy. Okay. Now, next is increase in government expenditure. Okay. As we know that government spends on developmental as well as on non-developmental activities. Okay. Like construction of roads, dams, bridges, construction of schools, construction of hospitals. Okay. Like nowadays government is giving fund for research for vaccines of this one COVID-19. Okay. So, this is what? All these are what? All these are expenditure of the government. Okay. So, if there will be increase in government expenditure, okay, we are taking here the example of subsidy, because subsidy, this is also a government expenditure. Okay. If there will be increment in government expenditure in form of subsidy, then what will happen? Then purchasing power of the public will increase. Okay. And as we have discussed in the previous slide, that if purchasing power of the consumer it will increase, then what will happen? Then demand by the consumers in the economy it will increase, and when this demand will increase beyond a limit, then there will be a situation of excess demand in the economy. Okay. Next reason is here increase in investment. Okay. Increase in investment. Okay, if there will be bullish expectation, that means when an investor he expects a high return on his investment, okay, then that kind of expectation, that is known as what? Bullish expectation. Okay. So, if there will be bullish expectation, then what will happen? Then the investor will expect a higher return on his investment. Okay, when there will be a high return on investment, then obviously investment will increase, because here investor, he is expecting profit on his investment, he is expecting high return on his investment. Okay, that is why here investment will increase, and when investment will increase, then obviously income will also increase. Okay, when income will increase, then purchasing power it will increase, and when purchasing power will increase, then obviously demand will also increase. Okay, when this demand it will increase beyond a limit, then you all know what will happen, then there will be the situation of excess demand in the economy. Okay, now next reason is fall in imports. Okay, fall in imports, if there will be a situation when international prices, they will be greater than or higher than the domestic prices. Okay, then what will happen? Then there will be situation, then what will happen? Okay, then what will happen? Then there will be decrement in imports. Why it is so? Because now the goods and services which are available in foreign, they are costly. Okay, in comparison to the goods and services which are available in domestic country. Okay, that is why what will happen? That is why people will not import, or they will import less units from the foreign. Okay, or we can say they will import less units. Then what will happen? Okay, next is fall in imports. Okay, so when there will be higher international prices in comparison to domestic prices of goods and services. Okay, then what will happen? Then obviously there will be decrement in imports, because now the consumers, they will get the commodities in the domestic market at lower prices. Okay, that is why they won't import. Okay, so there will be decrement in imports, and when there will be decrement in imports and increment in domestic purchases, then obviously there will be excess demand in the economy. Okay, now next reason that we are going to discuss here, that is rise in exports. Okay, rise in exports, that is what? The same thing is here, that is international prices, they are greater than domestic prices. If this will be the situation in the economy, then what will happen? Then there will be increment in exports, because if in India, suppose if in India the prices of the commodities, they are comparatively less. Okay, then what will happen? Then obviously the goods of India, they will be demanded in other countries. So exports will increase and domestic purchases will obviously increase. Okay, then it will lead to excess demand in the economy. Clear? Next is deficit financing. Okay, deficit financing. What is this deficit financing? Deficit financing, that means excess of expenditure over revenue, and this expenditure and revenue, this is of government. Okay, that means deficit financing, that simply means what? Excess of government's expenditure over government's revenue. Okay, so in this case what happened? This gap between expenditure and revenue, gap between this expenditure and revenue, this is covered by issuing new currency in the economy. Okay, that means this gap, for this gap the RBI, it issues new currency in the economy. Okay, so due to this deficit financing, what happens? When there will be deficit financing, then obviously there will be increase in money supply. Okay, when there will be increase in money supply, then obviously when money supply will increase, you all know, when money supply will increase, then obviously it will lead to excess demand, because income, or we can say purchasing power of the consumers, it will increase. Okay, when purchasing power will increase, then obviously there will be excess demand in the economy. Okay. Now, impact of excess demand. Now you can see here that uh, this AD, this is initial demand curve, okay, or we can say this is the desired demand curve. Okay, here OM is employment, or we can say OM is what? OM is equilibrium level of employment. Okay, here this is means economy has limited resources, those resources they can't be increased, because here point T, this is the point of full employment, that means the resources are fully employed here. Okay, if demand is increasing, AD1, this is what? This is actual demand. Okay, this demand is increasing, but obviously the producers, they are not able to fulfill this demand. Why it is so? Because resources are already fully employed. Okay, now resources are not available in the economy to fulfill this demand, to fulfill this increased demand. Okay, so here what will happen? So here income level, it will be constant, there will be no change in income level. Okay, or we can say there will be no change in employment level. Okay, because resources are fully employed. Okay, and when resources are fully employed, then obviously output, it can't also be changed, output will also remain same. Okay, so there will be no change in output also. Okay, but as we know that this gap, because of this gap, what will happen? Because of this gap, prices of the commodities will increase. Okay, which will lead to what? It will lead to inflation in the economy. Okay, it will lead to inflation. Okay, that simply means that price level in the economy will be increased. Okay, so we got here 3 impact of excess demand. Okay, first one is what? That there will be no change in employment level. Next is there will be no change in level of output, but there will be increment in general price level, that is there will be inflation in the economy. Okay, clear? This is for today. I hope that this concept is clear to all of you. Reasons of excess demand and impact of excess demand is clear to all of you. Thank you.